All right, today is the day and we are back with just a short episode. Just gonna give you a run around the shop, show you a few of the things we've been working on because we haven't really accomplished anything that comes to the end of a goal, but lots of little things along the way. In fact, we're got lots of engine components ready to assemble. The video just passed, we did some powder coating, got some color on those parts, so those are ready to put into the engine itself, and been welding on the subframe so that we can mount the engine in there and start assembling some pieces and figuring out how things are going to go together as per all of the peripherals that attach to the engine. Also, we have a new transmission in the shop, and I will explain at the end of this video why we switched to that transmission. Anyway, let's go take a look at some of the things that have been happening in the last few weeks. I'm going to try to do audio on the fly on this video. These are the front lower quarter panels, and they are prepped and ready for mold to be taken. I have had to do a lot of recalculation and replanning on this front splitter, but I think it's going to be better. Always trying to improve things, but from the original design, it has changed slightly. The panels there, one on each side, and the hood is actually going to come down through this section here, and it will hinge at this point and tip forward. Splitter will be created later. And then of course, once these panels are done, it'll be on to the largest piece of the car. This front bonnet is also flashed and really close to being ready to take a mold off of that. That is going to be quite a project trying to produce that. All right, here we are coming into the welding shop. Got these two subframe pieces made, the side pieces for that rear subframe that would be the cradle for the engine. Kind of excited to get this part of the project along. Once I get this cradle built, I can mount the engine and start adding the peripherals, the brackets for the suspension, and be ready to put that on as soon as I have the center tub created. Okay, as I mentioned, we have switched and we are going to use this 4L65E transmission out of a C6 Corvette. A lot of Corvette components going into this car. They are pretty robust, but this has lots of aftermarket parts that are available for it, so we can build it to be a little more stout. I can get a shorter output shaft, and since I'm gonna have to use a bell housing of my own creation anyway, it doesn't bother me to have this half bell used for the rear mounted transmission flange. Anyway, that's new, and I'll explain why we switched to that in just a moment. Well, as you can see, a lot of things are coming along. There's always those little parts of the project that seem to slow you down, and well, the transmission was going to be one of them. You see, I'm using the Mega Shift by Bowling & Grippo transmission controller, and when I started looking at interfacing that with the Nissan transmission, I found that the Nissan transmission already had a controller inside the unit built right into the case, and I figured by the time that I spent wiring it up, trying to figure out how to wire each solenoid separately back to the controller, I needed to find something different. Now that the Mega Shifter was also built and kind of refined, I think, by them around the GM transmissions, the 4LE transmissions. And so I started looking into getting one of those and found a good deal on the transmission of 4L65E out of a Corvette. And now with that, I'm going to save me a lot of time because the transmission controller will interface right to that transmission. In fact, I got the plug wired right into the connector out of the ECU, plugs right into the transmission, and that'll be ready to go to program the shifting that I want to accomplish on that. So going with that 4L65E, lots of aftermarket parts for it, a lot of help in how to rebuild one. So I can beef it up when I need to in the end. I get a shorter tail shaft on it. Things that I need to do to complete my drive line. Anyway, it's going to be much easier. Hopefully I can sell off the Nissan transmission to take some of the loss out of that, but it wasn't that expensive anyway. So anyway, that's our plan and moving forward with that. Anyway, hope you like this video. like I said, it's just a little quick overview of what's been going on lately. Anyway, if you like this kind of thing, want to see the rest of the project and things that have gone on, make sure you go back and watch a couple of these videos that'll show you things that we've done in the past, back to the beginning of the project. And make sure you subscribe below, ring the little bell so that it'll notify you when we have other videos. Anyway, thanks for coming along, and I hope to see you again.